I swear I was supposed to start studying 45 minutes ago. But instead, I've gone down a rabbit hole watching people building these tiny houses in the woods. I mean, it's really interesting, isn't it? Especially, it's much more interesting than studying, actually learning something interesting, maybe not so interesting, but helpful for my future and for me as a whole. But no, I decided that this is much interesting. This is really much interesting. Goodness, well, build it. Can you imagine this? Can you build it? Like, now the question is, how did we get here? In fact, I think you actually know how you did get here. The real question is how we can get out of this. Look, I get it. Sometimes you just don't want to study. You know it's important, you know you should do it, but every fiber of your being is resistant. And you as a whole also resistant. I've been there too many times to count, maybe 1,000 times. And, well, I think I got solution for you. Over the years, I found ridiculous, little strange, but at the same time strangely effective techniques to force myself to actually study. And yes, even when I have zero motivation, physically and mentally. And today I'm going to actually share with you these techniques, tips, strategies, name them however you want, that help me to actually start studying and get some results from it, even when I don't want to. So let's actually begin. I don't like how it sits here, so I'm gonna hold it. The first one. I know it can sound counterintuitive, but bear with me. Instead of telling yourself, I have to study, I must study, there is no way but study, or at least I should study, tell yourself, I'm not allowed to study. Well, yes, stay here, I'll explain now. Reverse psychology works. The moment you tell your brain that you're not allowed to study, it actually wants to do the opposite thing. It's like when someone tells you not to use your phone or check your phone. Your brain actually wants to start using it. And now all you can think about is only checking your phone. Maybe you got a notification, maybe you got something important on this phone and you just cannot live without it. Even though 5 minutes ago you were just bothered by other things, not by your phone. But the moment someone tells you that you cannot use it, you have this rebellious child in you that says that
I want to use it and I will use it.
You're basically tricking your brain into wanting what it previously hated. And yes, I realize how ridiculous it sounds, but try at least. One of the biggest motivation killers is perfectionism. We avoid studying because we think that our notes, our study space has to look as aesthetically pleasing for our eyes and for our mental, perspective, like a Pinterest board, like a visual board. But sometimes it may be an obstacle for you. Solution? Make intensely ugly notes. Again, I know this sounds ridiculous. I know that's something that you won't hear in every single video, but this is why I film a video about this strangely ridiculous study technique strategies, aka tricks that will help you actually to start studying. Yes, they do work because they are strange, because they trick your brain, they trick your mindset, and you're basically, that's why you think they're strange, because you didn't hear about them. Just brain dump, just brainstorm, I don't know. No fancy wording, no fancy fonts, coloring, none of this. Just write something. Studies show that actually massive writing helps your brain to process information and dump more ideas onto paper, not in the beautiful looking paper that has no actual value in it. So I actually read this from some sort of article, I don't remember from which one exactly, but people who have a really bad handwriting can actually write more information than people who have really great handwriting. Like, they can write more useful information in their notes and not focusing on the beautiful aspects of the writing, but instead on the key information that it holds. Once you're done the ugly version, it's much easier to clean it up later on. Just make sure that you actually understand your handwriting, because if you don't, like, yeah, it can become a problem. So, yes, keep your handwriting understandable to you to make it clearer afterwards, after your brain dump everything. The hardest part in everything is just getting started. Afterwards, it will become much easier. You'll become much more focused and you'll get into this flow state. If you can watch a 3-hour movie, you can study for 3 hours, right? Not so easy. With studying, you have to make small tricks. You have to split your studying into small chunks. Split your study session into movie chunks. Tell yourself that I'm just watching one movie time limit on my study session. And yes, with popcorn breaks in between. The moment you frame studying as something entertaining for you, or interesting, or gripping, or even absorbing for you, the more it feels less painful for you to actually study and immerse yourself. Bonus points for you if you actually play movie soundtracks in the background. Makes your study sessions feel more epic and more like in this action film. Instead of feeling guilty about procrastination, try buying time technique. Set a timer for 5 minutes and say to yourself, okay, I can procrastinate for 5 minutes guilt-free. Afterwards, I'll have to stop and start working. Easier said than done. So, after this 5 minutes, you count from 5 to 1 and you start working without thinking, because the first thing you do is when you want to start an activity or stop an activity is you first have to think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you don't have really time to think about, well, I should probably not stop watching those reels or procrastinating. During this 5 seconds frame, your brain just, oh, well, okay, we're switching, and that's it. You don't really have time to think about,
While I don't want to study, I should probably continue, like, watching TikTok or Instagram, or I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you start working, you start studying, or you start doing something important for you. This makes it much easier for you to transition from procrastination to actual productivity. And you're actually making this guilt-free. Because you're giving yourself a permission to do it, not fighting against it. Because you're actually spending your energy on something not really worthwhile. Sometimes the best way to study is like not really thinking about studying. Well, sounds strange, isn't it? Well, because the best way to study sometimes is think what you get after you study it. For some people, it doesn't work as well as for others. And let me explain. Let's say you have this important biochemistry exam that just you don't want to take. You're not prepared for this, and you don't want to study for this. You just want to go hang out with your friends, maybe sleep, maybe watch some sort of movie on Netflix, but not studying for this exam. So, step by step plan for you to actually start studying, achieve what you need to achieve and what you want to do. First of all, you should take a rain check of the thing that you want to do now, but suspend it on the time when you actually finish studying for this exam and you will pass this exam. For instance, if you want to watch this new Netflix show, first you study for, 1 or 2 hours for your exam, and after this you watch one episode of this new series on Netflix. Or let's say you want to have this cake. After 30 minutes of flashcards, you can switch to your favorite snack. In this way, you'll get a small dopamine hit that will keep you motivated and rewarded at the same time. Motivation is contagious. If you have zero, well, borrow from someone else. Message a friend and say, well, get up, let's study together. Let's say at, 6 p.m. or something like this. Let's go and study. Even when you have friends don't want to study, You want to feel like, oh, I am a good friend. I'll make him study and myself study, and I'll look so smart when I'm like studying. And you just don't want to feel less smart than your friend, right? Or a group of people where you're at. Like, let's say you go to this library where everyone's studying. Even when you don't want to study, you still will study because you feel like, well, I'm not worse than those people in the library, and I'm definitely not lazy, so I should probably start studying because, like, social pressure, you know. The key is to making it a commitment, a daily habit for you. Well, maybe not daily, but consistent habit for you. Even when you don't feel like studying, you'll do it either because you don't want to let them down or you don't want to be embarrassed. It's social accountability at its finest. And honestly, at the end of the day, studying isn't about being motivated. It's about knowing how to reframe your brain into doing what it doesn't want to do and making it fun. And honestly, sometimes it won't feel like fun, but at least you can make an effort to at least try doing it. If you're interested, you can check a free PDF downloadable guide that you can get in the description down below. It contains a summary of this video, a calendar tracker to track your progress on achieving your goals in studying, working, in whatever you're working on right now, and some additional tips that you won't find in this video, only in this downloadable guide that you can get right there in the description down below. So if you're interested, you can get it right now. If you enjoyed watching this video, do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this or something new. Share your opinions in the comments down below, give me your thumb up and share this video with your friends or family members. I really do enjoy your support and I really do appreciate it. I really do hope that you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in my next videos next time. You're still here. So maybe you're looking for something new, something fresh. If so, you can check out this video or that video, choose whatever you like. They're specifically tailor-made for you. I put everything in this video, so you're better off checking them out right now. So I'll see you here or here.